Chapter 15, the Lord accepts prasadam at the house of Sarvabhauma. The following summary of this chapter is given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Amrita Prabhaha Bhashya. After the Rath Yatra festival, Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu worshipped Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu with flowers and tulsi, not tulasi. Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu in return worshipped Advaita Acharya and the followers and tulsi with the flowers and tulsi that remained on the offered plate and said a mantra, Yosi Sosi Namostute. Whatever you are, but I offer my respects unto you. Then Advaita Acharya Prabhu invited Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu for prasadam. When Lord Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu and his devotees performed Nandotsava ceremony, the Nandotsava ceremony, the Lord dressed himself as cowherd boy. Thus the ceremony was very jubilant. Then the Lord and his devotees observed Vijay Dashami, the day of victory when Lord Ramachandra conquered Lanka. The devotees all became soldiers of Lord Ramachandra, and Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu in the ecstasy of Hanuman manifested various transcendentally blissful activities. Thereafter the Lord and his devotees observed various other ceremonies. Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu then asked all the devotees to return to Bengal. Lord Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu sent Nityananda Prabhu to Bengal for preaching, and also sent Ramdas, Gadadhar, not Gadadhara, and several other devotees with him. Then Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, with great humility, sent some Jagannath prasadam and a cloth from Lord Jagannath to his mother through Srivas Thakur. When the Lord bade farewell to Raghava Pandit, Vasudev Datta, the residents of Kalinagram, and other devotees, he praised them for their transcendental qualities. Ramananda Vasu and Satyaraj Khan asked some questions, and Lord Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu instructed them that all householder devotees must engage themselves in the service of Vaishnavas exclusively devoted to chanting the holy name of the Lord. He also instructed the Vaishnavas from Khanda, as well as Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Vidya Bhachaspati, and he praised Murari Gupta for his firm faith in the lotus feet of Lord Ramachandra. Considering the humble prayer of Vasudev Datta, he established that Lord Sri Kṛṣṇa is qualified to deliver all the conditioned souls. Thereafter, when Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu was accepting prasadam at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Sarvabhauma's son-in-law, Amoga, created trouble in the family with his criticisms. The following morning, he was attacked by the disease of vaisesika, cholera. Lord Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu very kindly saved him from death and enlivened him in chanting the holy name of the Lord. While Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu was taking prasadam at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Amoga criticized him. Still the Lord accepted Amoga, thereby showing how much he was obliged to his devotees. All glories to Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. All glories to the listeners of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita who have accepted it as their life and soul. While Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu stayed at Jagannath Puri, he constantly enjoyed chanting and dancing with his devotees. In the beginning of the day, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu saw the deity of Lord Jagannātha in the temple. He offered him obeisances and prayers and danced and sang before him. After visiting the temple, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu would remain outside during the Upalabhog offering. He would then go to meet Haridāsa Ṭhākura and return to his residence. At noon, when there was an Upalabhog offering in a place called Bhoga Vardhana Kanda, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu would go outside the temple. Before going outside, he used to stand near the Garuda Stamba column and offer his obeisances and prayers. Afterwards, the Lord would visit Siddha Bakul, where Haridāsa Ṭhākura lived. After visiting with Haridāsa Ṭhākura, the Lord would return to his own place at the abode of Kashi Mishra. Sitting in his room, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu would chant on his beads, and Advaita Prabhu would come there to worship the Lord. While worshipping Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, Advaita Acharya would offer him scented water to wash his mouth and feet. Then Advaita Acharya would smear very fragrant sandalwood pulp all over his body. Sri Advaita Prabhu would also place a flower garland around the Lord's neck and tulsi flowers, manjaris, on his head. Then, with folded hands, Advaita Acharya would offer obeisances and prayers unto the Lord. After being worshipped by Advaita Acharya, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu would take the dish containing flowers and tulsi and, with whatever paraphernalia remained, worship Advaita Acharya. Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu would worship Advaita Acharya by chanting the mantra, "Whatever you are, but I offer my respects to you." In addition, the Lord would make some sounds within his mouth that would make Advaita Acharya laugh. In this way, Advaita Acharya and Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu would offer their respectful obeisances unto each other. Then Advaita Acharya would extend an invitation to Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu again and again. Indeed, Sri Advaita's invitation is another wonderful story. It has been very vividly described by Vrindavandas Thakur. Since Advaita Acharya's invitation has been described by Srila Vrindavandas Thakur, I shall not repeat the story, but I shall say that other devotees also extended invitations to Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Day after day, one devotee after another would invite Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu and the other devotees to lunch and would also hold a festival. All the devotees remained at Jagannath Puri for 4 continuous months, and they observed all Lord Jagannath's festivals with great pleasure. The devotees celebrated the festival of Janmashtami, Krishna's birthday, which is also called Nanda Mahotsava, the festival of Nanda Maharaj. At that time, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu and his devotees dressed themselves as cowherd boys. Having dressed up like cowherd boys, all the devotees carried pots of milk and yogurt balanced on rods over their shoulders. Thus they all arrived at the festival grounds chanting the holy name of Hari. Kanani Kutiya dressed himself like Nanda Maharaj, and Jagannath Mahiti dressed himself as Mother Yashoda. At that time, King Prataparudra was also personally present with Kashi Mishra, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and Tulsi Padicchapatra. As usual, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu would dance jubilantly. Everyone was covered with milk, yogurt, and yellow turmeric water. At this time, Srila Advaita Acharya said, "Please do not be angry. I speak the truth. I shall know that you are a cowherd boy only if you can whirl this rod about." Accepting Advaita Acharya's challenge, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu took a big rod and began to wheel it round and around. Again and again he threw the rod into the sky and caught it when it fell. Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu wheeled and threw the rod, sometimes over his head, sometimes behind his back, sometimes in front of him, sometimes to his side, and sometimes between his legs. All the people laughed to see this. When Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu wheeled the rod in a circle like a firebrand, the heart of everyone who saw it was astonished. Nityananda Prabhu also played at whirling the rod. Who can understand how they were ecstatically immersed in the deep emotions of the cowherd boys? Following the orders of Maharaj Prataparudra, the temple superintendent named Tulsi brought one of Lord Jagannath's used cloths. This valuable cloth was wrapped around the head of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. The other devotees, headed by Advaita Acharya, also had cloths wrapped around their heads. In ecstasy, Kanani Kutiya, who was dressed as Nanda Maharaj, and Jagannath Mahiti, who was dressed as Mother Yashoda, distributed all the riches they had stocked at home. Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu was greatly satisfied to see this. Accepting them as his father and mother, he offered them obeisances. In great ecstasy, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu returned to his residence. In this way, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, known as Gauranga Sundara, performed various pastimes. On the day celebrating the conquest of Lanka, a day known as Vijay Dashami, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu dressed up all his devotees as monkey soldiers. Displaying the emotions of Hanuman, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu took up a large tree branch and, mounting the walls of the Lanka fort, began to dismantle it. In the ecstasy of Hanuman, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu angrily said, "Where is that rascal Ravana? He has kidnapped the universal mother Sita. Now I shall kill him and all his family." Everyone became very much astonished to see the emotional ecstasy of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. And everyone began to chant, "All glories, again and again. Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu and his devotees participated in all the festivals, including Ras Yatra, Diwali, and Uttana Dwadashi. Purport: the Deepavali festival takes place on the dark moon night in the month of Kartik, October-November. The Ras Yatra, or Rasa dancing of Krishna, takes place on the full moon night of the same month. Uttana Dwadashi takes place the day after Ekadashi in the waxing fortnight of the moon in the same month. All the devotees of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu participated in all these festivals. One day, the two brothers, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, consulted with each other while sitting together in a solitary place. No one could understand what the brothers discussed between themselves, but later all the devotees could guess what the subject matter was. Thereafter, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu called for all the devotees and asked them to return to Bengal. In this way, he bade farewell to them. Bidding farewell to all the devotees, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu requested them to return to Jagannath Puri every year to see him and then see the cleansing of the Gundicha temple. With great respect, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu requested Advaitacharya, give Krishna consciousness, devotion to Krishna, even to the lowest of men, Chandalas. Purport: this is Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu's order to all his devotees. Krishna Bhakti, devotion to Krishna, is open to everyone, even low-class men like Chandalas. One should follow this order in the disciplic succession stemming from Sri Advaita and Nityananda Prabhu and distribute Krishna consciousness without discrimination throughout the world. There are different kinds of men, beginning with the Brahmana and going down to the lowest platform known as the Chandala. Whatever one's position, everyone in this age of Kali needs to be enlightened in Krishna consciousness. That is the greatest need of the day. Everyone is acutely feeling the pangs of material existence. Even in the ranks and files of the American Senate, the pinpricks of material existence are felt. So much so that April 30th, 1974 was actually set aside as prayer day. Thus everyone is feeling the resultant pinpricks of Kali Yuga brought about by human societies indulging in illicit sex, meat-eating, gambling, and intoxication. Now is the time for the members of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness to distribute Krishna Bhakti all over the world and thus follow the orders of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. The Lord has ordered everyone to become a guru. Amar Agnai Guru Hai Tar Edesh. Everyone in every town and village should be enlightened by the instructions of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Krishna consciousness should be distributed to everyone indiscriminately. In this way, the entire world will be peaceful and happy, and everyone will glorify Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu as he desires. The word Chandala actually refers to a dog-eater who is considered the lowest of men. Even Chandalas can be enlightened in Krishna consciousness due to Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu's benedictions. Krishna Bhakti is not the monopoly of a certain caste. Everyone is eligible to receive this great benediction given by Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Everyone should be given a chance to receive it and be happy. The word dana, meaning charity, is also significant in this verse. Whoever engages in the distribution of Krishna consciousness is a charitable person. Professional men recite Srimad Bhagavatam and discuss Krishna Bhakti. For for an exchange of money. They cannot distribute such exalted transcendental property to everyone and anyone. Only pure devotees who have no motive other than serving Krishna can give such transcendently valuable benedictions out of charity. Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu ordered Nityananda Prabhu, go to Bengal and without restriction manifest devotional service to the Lord, Krishna consciousness. We'll just take any last reflections or questions. There was Nagarchandra, you had something.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. I was just appreciating that you pointed out the verse 203 where the mood changed between the beautiful pastimes of Vrindavan to the opulence of Lakshmi and Lakshmi Narayan. And I was also appreciating how that change of mood actually further enforces the beauty of the Vrindavan pastimes of Radha Krishna. It further enhances the beauty of the previous discussion. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, by contrast, right? Thank you. Okay. Anybody else in the Outside People's Party? Yes. Is that Kameshwari? I can't see who it is.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Nitya Tarangani, okay.
I have one question from Vaikuntha Nayak Prabhu.
Vaikuntha Nayak. Wow.
We read the description of Vrindavan to be full of desire trees. The grain of Vrindavan to be more valuable than entire universe. How can we see this real Vrindavan when we are in the Dham?
Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santaksadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti yam shama sundaram achintugana surupam govindamari purusham damaham bhajami. When your eyes are smeared with the salve of love, then you can see directly. So the best thing, Prabhupada recommended earlier, is to preach and then come to the Dham at intervals. That was his program. He invited us all to come to the Dham once a year. The whole movement came. He invited everybody. So the devotees would come to Mayapur, spend time with Prabhupada, then Vrindavan, and then go back and preach vigorously. That was Prabhupada's program. So if you follow that program, then you'll be successful. Okay, anything else? Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I was just reflecting on how one of the 33 ecstatic symptoms that Radharani has when thinking about Krishna was even death, and how minimal my understanding of that is. And it made me think of the bhajan Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite on the last verse where it's Karunam Kurumai Karuna Bharite Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite. In that part it's saying that even great sages like Sanaka and Sanatana are discussing the qualities of Radhika. And what to speak of Sanaka and Sanatana, Lord Sri Chaitanya and Swarup Damodar are also speaking on these great qualities. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. There's a more detailed discussion about that particular ecstatic symptom called death. It's an outlier because devotees, well, first of all, they don't die, but second of all, there's some discussion about it, about how it is not desirable, because when devotees feel like dying, then they remember their service to Krishna, and they eschew the idea of death. We'll have to look that up because it's a little more detailed. Yes, where is that section?
It's in the fourth chapter of the Southern Division.
Fourth chapter of
Southern Division of Sri Bhakti
Southern
Rasamrita
Division
Sutta.
of Bhakti Rasamrita Sutta.
Srila Rupa Goswami specifies that although mriti literally means death, in the context of rasa, it indicates the symptoms leading up to death. So in the upcoming edition for the BBT, we've rendered it as deathliness, because it's like this deathly state that doesn't actually culminate in death for the devotees of Krishna.
And then, of course, thank you. Then, of course, there's the discussion that takes place when Caitanya Mahāprabhu can understand the mind of Sanātana Goswāmī, that Sanātana Goswāmī was thinking of killing himself because he had sores on his body, and he was going to jump in front of the Jagannātha cart in the presence of Caitanya Mahāprabhu, and Mahaprabhu, he didn't tell anybody, but Mahaprabhu one day at the house of Haridāsa Ṭhākura said to Sanātana Goswāmī, I don't approve of this. He said, if I could have achieved Krishna by dying, I would have done it millions of times already. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, Shri Shri Panchatattva, Shri Shri Gaura-Nitai, Shri Shri Krishna Balaram, Shri Shri Radhe Shyam. If you so desire, please enthuse us to give as much energy to reading Prabhupada's books as he did to writing them. Thank you for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. That means no more sleeping. Everyone agrees then with that stipulation, in whole or in part. Please say Hare Krishna. Gaur Premanande, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo. Vanchakalpadrishcha kripasinabheva chapatitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavini ki jai. Thank you for joining the emergency session and the morning session. We'll also take up the reading, Krishna willing, again at 4 p.m. Actually, we're going to start at 3:59, so we'll see you there. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. And thanks to the broadcast crew who work. They come in way ahead of time. They leave afterwards. They're on the phone, technical support, improving things. They worry about it all the time, making sure the broadcast is going out, and we really appreciate your service. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.